Okay. So today we're going to start from chapter 10. Okay, a few of you knew, so just to let you know. Here we use the Atisha's book for how to overcome difficulty in daily life. So we finish up to chapter 9. That's just above chapter 9 is at the beginning parts are teaching us how to study and what's the meaning of life and so on. And then the last chapter 9 is so you should be become not just learner, also combination of learner or discipline and nobility or good heart. So you should be a combination of all these three, not just only learning or learn or not just only discipline, right? So it has to be three combination is good. So that's how we talked last time with develop through the you should be become these three qualities through by the three wisdom, the hearer and contemplating and meditation wisdom, right? That's we talked. So if you don't know that these three wisdom, you can ask later. Well, when we begin the question answer sections. Okay, so now chapter 10 is talking about if you want to become a learner, discipliner, and warm-heartedness or kindness, then you must rely on someone's to become that ones. So either you can be called teacher or friends, right? So this part talking here now. The title is a cultivate through honor and perfect mood of seeing. So cultivate through honor is part of talking about what you should rely on to getting these qualities. And then you show more respect. And then perfect mood of seeing is then actually engaging the practice to kindness. Then how do you see the sentient beings and everything? That's the talking here. So let me read this chapter root text. Root text says, when you see your teachers and preceptor reverently, right, generate the wish to serve, toward which being with the Dharma eyes, and toward a beginner on the path as well. Recognize them as your spiritual teacher. In fact, when you see anyone seeing sentient beings, view that once you ask your parents, your child, or your grandchild. So this is the root text, and then the first two lines we say, when you see your teachers and preceptor, reverently generate the wish to serve. Okay, so again, it's saying you should found the guidance in your life to becoming meaningful, and then also the not just found you should rely as respecting and everything, right? So before you found the guidance or teachers or mentor or your spiritual friends, whatever you call, you must know their quality. Because if you being spiritual friend with the wrong persons or who have a lack of morality and kindness, then it might be lead you on the wrong path or oh, they need it. Okay. Yeah.
It's good.
That's fine.
It's very sincere.
Okay. Yeah. So it's possible that if you meet the wrong person, maybe lead you the wrong path, right? If you lead you the wrong path, then it's ruining your life. That's all the point here. So therefore, it's good to know that who should we rely on. So this is actually, if I talk regarding Buddhism, teacher is important, but you should take time for the examine it or analyze those who should you be teachers, right? And there we call the stage of path in Lamrim. There are many different qualities talks, like the many different levels, high levels of teachers, a medium, and then just ordinary level of teachers. At least the teacher need the qualities, saying that need to be more patience, right? And then be more love to student, or it means like a more altruism, or be compassionate. Say, okay, be compassionate for your students, and then at least you should know clearly what you're talking. So scholar means like a general knowing more knowledgeable, but there's also some kind of some specific specialists that we do have, right? So, but whatever you are teaching, whatever you guide to others, that teacher must know that what instructors are clear. And then regarding Buddhism, it's not only enough to knowing it, also need a oral instruction that we call. Just, you should receive from your previous master exactly the guide how to talk, right? Otherwise, same line, if you do not receive exactly teaching from your previous teachers who is qualified, so then you might be taught this line, you might be explained that line or your own way or your on wisdoms. It could be wrong. So therefore, it's good to relate it with the previous who is practitioner or qualified. So then whatever you explain the lines to others, then you will carry the perfect message. So therefore, it's not enough to you can explain. It should be also should have connected with the oral or what call oral instructions, right? So there's three qualities we must need it. Because why so important to the finding the qualified teachers or examining their qualities? Why we need to take time for that? So why not we can go simply in life, say wherever we receive teaching, that's it, right? Why we need to take this time? So that's go back there. What I previously said, it could be ruin your life because if this is not qualified, then they misled you. Special this time, degeneration time, there are a lot of teachers and guidance there. Some are doing for money, some are doing for name, or some are doing for like a power, right? So those are not necessary. It's teach to you sincerely or guide you more with the compassionate. So it's not necessary. As well as they get money, they can make you happy. So whatever you like, that they can talk it. Or as well as they're gathering more, becoming more powerful, they can talk anything because their aim is for power and money or the famous, right? Becoming famous. So that teacher could be qualified to the knowing, knowledgeable what they're talking it, but as well as the intention is wrong, motivation is wrong, they're not really care to you, right? They care what they wish it. So, and then regarding that, they makes you more happy. That's it. Whether it's teaching you the what we call authentic instruction or not, just they will make you happy. So it's important to making you guys happy, but more important to bring you the perfect instruction and message, right? So therefore, it could be many of this. Therefore, we say, examine it and find it out, the qualified teacher. Then after that, you can rely it, right? Otherwise, you joining 1 time, 2 time class, and then they're sweetly talking, nicely talking, beautiful example, and then it makes sense for you based on your knowledge or your wisdom. It's not necessary, it's right. Right? So, because, oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, it makes sense for me. It is means it's right or wrong. We have to think it again, right? So therefore, most of us, yeah, many people like to judge, but when they judge, the wrong way to judge. So let's say 1 time meeting and talk nicely, and then that person says, "Oh, that person is so gentle and nice, compassionate, because we talk sweetly and nicely," right? So how we know the meeting 1 time? So therefore, not really describe, not really judge, leave it alone, whatever where you feel it, more focus, the what you're learning it, right? As mentioned in the last time. Therefore, we really instructed you takes your time to finding the qualified teachers, right? Okay. The qualified means very much necessary to have kind mind, right? To love to you, no matter who you are, right? So to love to you or to love to sentient beings, that necessary, important part. And then also necessary that teachers should be more disciplined. Plus that the knowledgeable is good. Just educated scholar, but lack of other tools, we not consider it as qualified teachers. So it's just wisdom, no experiences, or not follow the practice, just wisdom, right? So that is not really qualified as becoming teacher or as rely on as teacher, right? So therefore, let me repeat 1 more time. It's important to have discipline and kind minds. So this is the at least this is the we should have to have this quality, whoever you are relying or your spiritual mentor friends. So regarding that, I'm reading from commentary. um, um, the Adishas. The commentary is more composed that way. The Adisha, his teacher and disciple, the Dromtemba, dialogue between these two, Adisha and Dromtemba. So sometimes Dromtemba asks, Adisha answer it. Sometimes Adisha asks, Dromtemba answer it. Finally, it's explained those lines. So now first, the Dromtemba asking to Domda must mention it. Among the teachers, who are the scholar of great learning? Though many kind-hearted ones exist in the world, rare as day star, okay. Rare as a day star are those who possess pure ethical discipline. So we're saying we might find a lot of learner or a scholar and kind-hearted, but very rare to found. The day star means we're giving example for rare. The day star, because we not easily sees, right? So if you see the clearly day star, it's rare. That's the whatever. This is example for rare. The rares who are possessed pure ethical discipline means like who was really engaging, practice what they knows, right? So it's exit in the world. So that word you can think that the worldly scholar, worldly kindness, or maybe spirituality, kindness, spirituality scholar could be different, right? So the worldly scholar and the kindness is what we think it, how we accept it, right? Scholar means someone knows like one small parts very clearly. Maybe we might consider as a scholar. So warm-hearted means who have more patience, who more talks to you gentle, or that might be we consider as a warm-heartedness, right? So, but whoever have a lack of having moral ethics, then that kind is what called kind-hearted. The kind heart, or like a the kind heart and the scholar, what we accept it is, it might be not really qualified, as well as its lack of discipline, right? So therefore, everything, either the scholar or warm-heartedness or kind mind should be based on having good disciplinary practice, good morality practice. Based on having good morality practice, then it could be qualified. Otherwise, it's not. The part of the scholar whose lack of the moral ethics by the scholar, it could be danger, right? So I explained many times the classes. Maybe I can briefly repeat here. So the scholar means knows informations, whatever they're talking, right? So, but who lack of moral ethics means they do not apply for practice, just knowing it, not apply for practice, right? So that's the danger, because it not really brings you some kind of what call some kind of feeling, that through the teaching, or not really touch to your heart, because they talk, they only know how to talk, not by the experiences, never practice by themselves. So then whatever they talk, that could be the danger, because I said like not really touch to your heart, or it makes sense to you, you understand clear, but it's not necessarily means that it's sink in your heart, right? So that the practice teacher himself or herself, so that very much possible, whatever this, even one word could be sinks in your heart. So okay, so I remember some example, but I've skipped that. So anyhow, that's just the way to danger, and then also kind heart without moral ethics. That kind heart could be what called I don't know the one word described by the one word. So let me give you example or explain, then you can try to understand. Okay. So let's say here right now, no one harming each other, no one blaming each other, right? So, and then we all peace now, for example, right? So, and then if I say some bad word, then at that moment, what your reaction is very depend on, right? At that moment, your reaction is getting anger or just hesitating, then not kind heart, right? But until then, we all smooth and calm and gentle. So in generally, we describe kind heart is who are more gentle and calm and smooth, right? That's how we describe kind heart. But the only we will know kind heart or not when they get a difficulty time. right? So until then, everyone is kind heart, right? So that cannot describe, because if you do not touch the snake, snake will not try to bite to you, right? So when we touch it, then it comes to bite to you, right? So there's someone touched to you and you burn it, then not really gentle, right? But until then, we're all gentle. So therefore, that kind of gentle is could be danger, right? So talking about that, who are moral, lack of moral ethics, but people who you see, it's a good moral ethics practitioner, and based on that, warm heartedness could be the better or reliable, right? It's not the fact. What you say then, those words, what I described it, the warm hearted is until it's someone criticized to you, then you are gentle, and then when someone do something wrong, then you burn.
Conditional,
Conditional, okay.
temporary.
Yeah, that's for, yeah, I would say all this, our kindness and gentleness are conditional, right? That's okay. That's I would use so far that. So if it is conditional, then even the compassion, conditional compassion will not say it's compassion. Therefore, conditional kindness, conditional gentleness will not say it's gentleness and kindness. But act as like gentleness, kindness, but not really, right? It's because it's conditional. So therefore, it's emphasizing, once you look at the qualified teacher, you must first analyze or examining they do have a moral ethics or not, right? The good discipline or not. So, and based on that, you can examining their knowledge and their kindness. So that's how I describe here. If some, it's rare, means once it means it, then other two are not really a scholar or like a yeah, kind heart. So if they have another two quality based on the moral ethics, then you can rely on it. That's the same here, I think. Sometimes we do have a misunderstanding between the patience and kind heart. Do you think it? I'm thinking really we see the like a patience and kind heart exactly same, but what I'm seeing is different. These two is different. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think patience, like you could, that's what you're talking about. If they're the snake, they don't, if they have patience, then it might take them a long time to react to something. But then their reaction is gonna be something that's gonna make you feel bad, or they're gonna attack you. Versus if they really are kind-hearted, then, then no matter how patient they are, no matter when you say something that they don't like, they're still gonna treat you right.
Yeah. So most of the time, who are very patience, what called having patience, we are describing its kindness. That's sometimes is, I think it's misunderstood. For me, kindness or kindness means altruism mind, right? So who are benefiting to others unconditionally. Um, Sometimes people have it takes time for get anger, more patience. Yeah, sometimes I see this. People have a very patient, never reacted, or also not take any revenges, right? And or not talk back or fight back, anything. Do not do that. But it hiddenly it harms. For example, if like say taking myself as example, right? If I'm the patient's persons, then say someone harms to me or someone criticized to me, but I didn't react anything, just be gentle there, right? But when I get chance to time for help this person, then I'm not helping because that person is criticized to me. Then it's not kind. You're patient but not kind, right? So that's what I see. That it's slightly different, right? Therefore, it's good to know actually different between these. It's good to know not for judging others. Good to know because of you should more develop. Okay, I do have a patience, but I do not have a kindness, right? I should more develop the kindness mind now. So, but knowing that is important for changing yourself. It's not for judging others. So therefore, it's good to know it, right? So therefore, here, like describing the few different level of the scholar and different level of what called kind heart or warm heartedness. So the different level of the scholar here, the worldly scholar, how we accept it, and then another way say a spirituality scholar, and then the scholar who have a great practitioner, right? So this kind of here I will read continuous, but this commentary describes these three kind of a scholar, and the same similarly there are three kind of warm-heartedness. So general like a worldly warm-heartedness or kind mind, what we accepted, and then spirituality way or the warm-heartedness to get through by their own practice. Not just contrived, right? So what we accepted warm-heartedness, most of is contrived, right? Artificial, sorry. It's not same, right? Contrived and artificial, almost same, okay. So artificial, right? It's just try to act it. So, but sincerely, the warm heart is developed it from naturally you within your mind, a mind stream, and that's we can consider as a warm heartedness, which is get through by the practice, not through by the acting, right? So that's three kind of the warm heartedness explained here too. So let me read it next line. So now it's saying, even where those with a pure ethical discipline, what called? Incalculable, only one or two among them would be free of the self-centered desire. So again, as well as they are who have a moral, it's rare to find who has moral ethics. Similarly, even there are good moral ethics, but it's rare to find which is not associated with self-centeredness. Moral ethics which is not associated with self-centeredness, right? It's very possible that our moral ethics is always associated with the self-centeredness or based on self-centeredness. So, but we should find the moral ethics without self-centeredness. So that's the saying. It's very rare to find without self-centeredness. Only one or two among, it means rarely founding, among them would be free of self-centeredness desire. So let me read the next line too. So Atisha spoke, if the attachment of self-centered desire enter one's heart, one no longer has pure ethical discipline, for pure ethical discipline helps accomplish the perfect purpose. Okay. It says, is there no longer has pure ethical discipline, which is associated with the self-centeredness. Right. Okay. Let's say you engage in moral ethics, you're engaging morality practice, or you discipline yourself because it might harms to my body, or you are disciplining because it might be harms my reputation, or so on, so on. For example, I'm not lying, right? This is the one of discipline. But reason I'm not lying, if I lied, then people might think I'm bad. That reason is not perfect reason to engaging not lying. So this moral ethics is because of it's associated with the self-centeredness, right? So let's say we have many germs in our body. We're not killing it because we want to save our body. We need to save our life. Therefore, we're not killing it. The reason, whatever engaging, you're not killing insect or whatever, is associating with the saving your life, then it's a self-centeredness, right? And that reason is not really, your moral ethics is not the perfect moral ethics, because the reason is to you, not to them, right? So therefore, most of we are not killing, not lying, or not gossiping, or not use the harsh word, or not stealing. All those engaging it for save your reputations or save your life, then those are not necessarily the pure moral ethics because of self-centeredness, right? Because if this is the only reason, but when you found it's not harms to me, you will do it because your reason is harming me, right? But you lying, it's because I'm losing my reputation. So people might think my bad to me, but people do not think you are bad. Even you lie, then you are no problem to have lie, right? Because your reason is not really remaining there. So then whatever you engage it, not the pure moral ethics, it's conditional again, right? As self-centeredness. Therefore, here describe them. You should be the pure. If you want to be a pure moral ethics, your reason should be more connected with the others, right? Oh, I'm not killing those insects here and there because they have a life, because it harms to them. I'm not lying because it might harms to them, because it's not the ruining in my life, right? So then it's safe both way, but it's very skillful, right? It's just if you reason more thing the others, and but at the same time it saves your reputation, even you do not have an intention to save it. So that's the we call scholar here, who are benefiting to other and getting accomplish your own wish and your own benefit. That's a skillful, right? But directly with the intention, all this benefiting to others, helping others, but you will not lose anything. You will gain more. That's here the teaching is saying. So once you gain more through by the benefiting other, and why not is skillful, right? So one actions can be help both self and others. So, but self-centeredness, if you act anything with the self-centeredness, your motivation very much less or almost there are no motivated that you're concerning others. So because of self-centeredness, and then everything what you acted, it's not benefit to you, not benefit to others.
Is it considered still, morality if you're doing it like while realizing that it's going to help you, but also because you're trying to, in the context of Buddhism, achieve enlightenment. You're doing this because at the same time as you realize, this is saving my life, but I'm also trying to accomplish the path at the same time. And I know that this is, if I do this, it's going to cause bad karma. It's going to ruin my progress on the path towards, being able to help others. But at the same time, you're also saying, and it's going to help me. Is that still considered negative? Or
it's better than this what I described, right?
But it's in the middle.
It's not completely one. Yes, it's not pure actually, because this is we have to more measuring to by our experience and feeling at the moment, right? It says so for regarding enlightenment. So I achieve enlightenment, therefore I'm not doing it, right? That's how you said it. So, but actually you really focus on enlightenment. At that moment, your feeling and motivation and thoughts are completely different. And generally, we say, okay, I want to achieve enlightenment. More word, less thought, or less engaging. That will not bring you exactly feeling. That part is like an unpure, right? So as for your intention and everything clear, then I said it's good. Right. So because it's difficult as we like I said, if we are like you are ordinary being, or as we are ordinary beings, to imagining the enlightenment and then doing here, it's sometimes it takes time to connect it to direct to enlightenment. It's really directly connected to our self-centeredness while we're doing it. This naturally comes, innately comes, always there, right? It's effortlessly connected with all this self-centeredness. But connecting to enlightenment, if we have a really mindfully think, then might be possible. Otherwise, I'm doing it for enlightenment, say it, but not really connect to the enlightenment. It's possible. So therefore, it could be the not pure moral ethics.
But is it maybe like a step, is that how ordinary beings might get to that point? So they're eventually doing it for enlightenment, because at first they're gonna do it for both reasons, and then as long as they keep it, maybe they keep it in their mind, and then over time, their intentions get more and more pure. And then at some point in the future, they are doing it purely.
Definitely. So I'm not discouraging, right? This is the good path, actually. The beginning, we always associate here and there. So, but it takes time to separating from those self-centeredness, right? So beginning with the self-centeredness, but at least you're doing better than before, or you're doing separate than normal. So, which is good. But what I'm describing is in the ultimate, we have to get there, right? So yeah, I'm not describing the beginning parts. Beginning part definitely, it's good. Even like you just think one day, I have to really develop compassion or kind mind to others. Even one day or 1 hours, which is good. But after 1 hour, you completely forget it. Right. But 1 hour, which you have those motivation, which is good, but it's not practical and not pure, because it could be you stopped after hours, right? Not be continuous. So, but encouraging here, yes, it is good, but be continuous. Right. So yeah. So therefore, now, go back here. We're talking of the not pure moral ethics, which is associated with self-centeredness, which give our example, right? So therefore, whatever you engage the moral ethics, it's important to analyze the reason why you're engaging is. And the reason should be concerning others, right? So, or if reason is not concerning other, you should change to reason to concerning others, because that is the skillful way to do it, because you're not losing anything, you're more gaining and benefiting to yourself, even you concerning other, right? But one actions. So therefore, if you more pay attention, do with your moral ethics, then it could be make concerning other, or you should make it concerning other. The reason, okay, if reasons, once you check in your mind, I'm doing good moral ethics, but the check your intention, if you found that your intention is more associated with self-centeredness, then we should think, okay, this is not good reason, right? It could be changed when I not necessary this. It's conditional, right? So now I should change my reason to think. Then you have to think, okay, I'm engaging, I'm not lying because it harms to other. You think again and again. I'm not lying because it harms to other. I'm not using harsh word because it harms to other. You repeat the line again and again, either like a loudly or like a silently, repeat in your mind, but same time think again and again. That's how makes change your reason to engage in your moral ethics, right? So definitely we need to do more effort for that because as I mentioned earlier, the innately self-centeredness is there. Most of our action is automatically connected to self-centeredness. This is nature of humans, or that's the nature of every sentient beings, right? So it's automatically connected. So if you want, if not willing to change it, or if you just let it be, whatever comes, it comes, then your suffering and everything remaining as the same, because you not change it, the cause, then result will be remaining same, right? So if you really want to change the result, which is suffering right now, then definitely this is the, I think the Buddhist talks more that if you really want to overcome by suffering, you must challenge with the cause of suffering, not the suffering itself, right? But what we're doing is, like I say, you eat the poison and you have illness. Now you're taking care of more illness, not the thinking about the poison, what you drink, right? So otherwise, we should think more, okay, never drink the poison again, right? So because it's illness arises. And the same time, and then you more cures the illness, that's the practical. So otherwise, you go to doctor and then you cure your illness, then you forget about the poison, you drink it again, right? So therefore, important to eliminate or reduce the cause, right, of suffering. So therefore, it's really attention for reducing the cause is important. So then what regarding here is like a self-centeredness is one of the best cause to bring more suffering for us. And that's how we having more problem in our life. So therefore you change the reason self-centeredness to benefit to other or concerning other or with the altruism mind or kind minds, then the perfect reasons, then it will be brings you more it let you change it, right? Less suffering, that's what I'm saying it. Okay, so the change need effort, definitely need effort, right? So otherwise
It's a good question, Geshe.
sure.
What are your thoughts on acts of dishonesty that benefit other people? So I think there's like a really well-known analogy where you're on a path and the deer comes running, the deer goes running that way, and then a hunter comes running up behind him.
Mhm.
Which way did the deer go? You lie, you say
Uh-huh.
that way. Clearly trying to benefit the deer, but clearly being dishonest. And there's a lot of analogies you could come up with, giving someone else credit at work for something, say, you know what, I want them to get this, they need this promotion or something. I'm just gonna say they get it, they did.
Right.
Alright.
So yeah, what we describe here, white lying, right?
Well, I'm saying really with true, and I'm not looking for a defense of it, I'm just asking your thoughts, but there seem to be acts of dishonesty that can be selfless, especially ones where you deny you're involved, you really give credit to someone else's benefit, and you just kind of step back and say, yeah, I didn't do it, I didn't have anything, that's just.
If this hunter, right?
It gets debated, those nuances.
Yeah, if that hunter, if not found the deer, that hunter going to die. So then what we do?
It's a chance. On a walk or something.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? I mean. There's starvation. Well, there's. Okay.
This is like a big topic for discussion, yeah. Yeah. Our master, our guide to us say, okay, ultimately, dear, I did not see it. So they will not focus ultimately. It's saying, ultimately, I did not see the deer. right? So then no lying at all. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then you save both and you save yourself. So, yeah. So that's the say. Sometimes I think in our ordinary life, uh, I'm not describing as a white lying, and because lying is lying, it's negative in general, but it's saving others. You can sacrifice yourself. I'm lying, whatever. It's more connected with the compassion. Your action is negative, but motivation is clear with the kindness, right? So you're sacrificing it because you act negative, the result will regarding Buddhism. So the karma result reflect to you, right? So you will result have to you, but you are willing to accept that. Okay, whatever result suffering, it comes to me. It's okay. I'm saving this deer. So that is one way to do it. You sacrifice. By negative is negative, right? So that's really skillful. But as I mentioned, the hunter is going to die after that. So then what do we do? So because we are more empathy to deer because hunter hold like an arrow who's shooting it, right? So we're not really focusing the hunter's situations. We're focusing the hunter's angry or aggressive, or they have some kind of guns and so on and so on. Then already describe bad because of gun and they hold it and actions, right? So deer is more innocence. So then I must say, this is naturally comes that empathy uh, as based on our experience in generally animals are more innocent, right? So the humans are more dangerous. So but very like the deep way to analyze, then it's really difficult to act it. Either you have to sacrifice to do it, or you say both. There or that's many very tricky things. Yeah, it's deep.
No, those are good answers.
Yeah.
To try to do both, either do it skillfully or try to save both.
Yeah. Can
I ask
uh-huh.
something? Because
sure.
is it true that there is such a thing relating to the last person's question about the at work giving credit to someone because they need the promotion? Is it true there is something called foolish kindness in which you might think you're helping that person, but in the end, they get the promotion, the job's too stressful, they get a divorce, they get fired, the company goes bankrupt. We may not have thought it through. And then tying that back to the conversation of today's class, if we're doing it to benefit ourselves because we feel good, because we helped someone else get a promotion, versus it's really good for that person or really good for the company, do we have the skill to make a decision like that, that person's question?
Right, I think
That's
that,
point, yeah.
I maybe made that same opposite point. Before Georgiana.
Georgiana, I think.
I think, and I said, yeah, well, you can't know if you're helping the person.
Right. Yeah.
So the question is foolish kindness. Like when we're foolish and we think we have skill and we try to act with kindness, are we more harm than good,
Yeah, this is one part we have to know, and then both parties have to know, because it's good discussion, good topic, and good point both are, because the one way saying, am I lying, or you say, are you doing foolish? The both we need to be clear, not foolish, and then safe, right? So, but definitely our emotions, as associated with ignorance, it's most of the time is foolish. Our emotion is like kind of like a blonde and deaf and dumb. So or too narrow, right? So but it's more opening up or more examining or more clarifying is important, and then try to get more wisdom is important. Yeah, therefore the method and wisdom always every time even not necessary to connect to the enlightenment, even in like our normal life, always go together, right? That's the saying. So even faith should go with the wisdom, not the plant, right? So if you're missing one of these, and it could be danger. Accidentally, you won't be meet the perfect, but more careful. It could be most of the time danger. So if you're missing one of these, if you miss the method, then your wisdom could be created so negative things, right? If you method means I'm talking here compassion, those are the method. And then if you the compassion or empathy missing the wisdom, then you might do a lot of foolish kindness. So which is harms instead of benefit, right? So therefore necessary to go always together. And then part of the kindness or compassion you can develop through by practice. The part of the wisdom you can get through by the more study, right? So therefore 3 wisdom is important for us to develop all of these 3 necessary. You cannot miss one of those, right? So that is important, yes. Okay. So now you clear,
Well,
right? So
no,
either
no. What were the 3? I can see compassion. I can see wisdom. What's the third?
no, I said 3 wisdom.
3.
3 wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember it?
No, I do not remember it. I'm sorry.
Reflecting wisdom, meditation wisdom, right?
Reflecting, meditation, and what's the third?
Hear wisdom, listening.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So, so therefore, either a scholar or kind, as well as associated with the self-centeredness, then it's not really pure moral ethics. Or sorry, even it's a moral ethics is associated with self-centeredness, it's not a pure moral ethics. You should develop pure moral ethics, right? So now a little bit brief it from beginning, that your knowledge and your kind mind should be based on discipline, and discipline not associated with the self-centeredness. The discipline is more associated with the altruism mind. This is how concluding here to practice, right? Okay. And then he said, Drumje responded. The drum the discipline drum them by carry the all the kind disciples, right?
Yeah.
All the kind disciple and self enlightened ones who, on the basis of their own system of teachings, possess not even a single afflictions. They aspire for their own well-beings. Is there no diligence in the ethical? Is this not diligence, ethical discipline? So once Adisha said, your discipline is associated with the self-centeredness, then it's not the pure self-centeredness. Then don't them get a doubt. How about the arhat discipline, right? So arhat, who are completely eliminate those mental afflictions, but still they do have a self-centeredness. Their discipline is still considering as a not pure disciplines, even they have a lot of good qualities. That's because Domdem got a doubt, right? So then Adisha explained here, answered. Adisha then spoke. An excellent questions, Domje. Those who have made it to the dry shores, right, of joy, where one's body is untended by the stains, their diligence are at not being sink in the polluted water, such an accomplishment of one's own well-being. This is only true diligence. What is saying, yes, there are good qualities who are hard, that eliminate all these mental afflictions, having more like a peaceful nirvana, right? Their moral ethics is still not describing as pure moral ethics, but this is just moral ethics. right? It's moral ethics, yes. It's not the pure moral ethics because associated with the self-centeredness. So giving several example, even Arhat, they do not engage every single moral ethics. To say they do not engage the Bodhisattva vows, right? And they do not engage any other vows which is not necessary to achieve nirvana. So they only the practice which is brings to them like a nirvana, right? The peaceful the state. So therefore, it clearly sees that they're not whatever they're engaging is for themselves, not for others. If they really do moral ethics benefiting to other, then why not they took the Bodhisattva vows? With Bodhisattva vows, every actions are altruism, the benefiting others, right? So why they do not take it? Because they think it's not necessary in order to having nirvana. So therefore, their moral ethic is not as well as associated with self-centeredness. It's not pure, but it's moral ethics. That's that my thought concluded by Adisha's answer.
Referring to like non-Mahayana arhats?
Even Mahayana Arhat.
There are Mahayana arhats who do not.
Yeah,
subscribe to the Bodhisattva vows?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So because Mahayana, yeah, that's okay. Mahayana is there are two kind of different, right? Mahayana vehicles, Mahayana path. Who engage the Mahayana path, they should have a Bodhisattva vows or biggest bodhicitta. But the Mahayana vehicles means they are practicing for in nirvana, but the antidote they use is like the Mahayana's emptiness. So that's Mahayana. Mahayana also has the here practitioner, solitary practitioner, and then great vehicles. There's three things there, right? So therefore, the first one are they engage the emptiness perfectly, what Mahayana described it, antidotes are. But the part of the wisdom is just gentle compassion. They do not have a bodhicitta. But who are engaged in Mahayana path should have bodhicitta. Yeah, that's different. Yeah. That's a good question. So, okay. So then, let me read a few lines and then conclude it, right? Okay. Dhargey replies, compared to Bodhisattvas, now it comes here now, what is the pure moral ethics, right? Compared to the Bodhisattvas, are the disciples and enlightened, which is talking about the lower practitioner, enlightened one's really diligence. So lower and the great, what we describe here is whatever you engage practice only for you, their motivation is lower. And whatever you're practicing is benefit for others, their motivation is great. Therefore, we say lower and great is not necessary that tenet system, right? It's also the part of the path, a part of the path also having these kind of different things. Okay, so discipline and self-enlightened means who are only try to achieve nirvana. So for own self, or another way to say, who are only wants to liberate from suffering just by self, right? Just self. That's it's one's really diligence. How can someone who is not as accord with those is a diligence? Adisha responded, because the Bodhisattva have all three, which is like learning and disciplining or nobility, what we call kind heart. What Bodhisattva have those three, we call pure. The pure scholar, pure moral ethics, pure warm-heartedness. And all others are mixing here and there. And of course, our ordinary, way far. not really true then, right? Yeah. And then Dhargey said, So though many be diligent, I say that those who lack self-centeredness desire are few. Yes, the diligent who are attached to self-centered desire are the disciple and self-enlightened ones. What called? Sovereign's teachers. The diligent who are not attached to self-centered desire are the noble children, are the conqueror's master. Okay, the Bodhisattvas are the perfect and pure, moral, and then others not, because always it's either it's incomplete or it's the bias. Whatever the moral ethics, bias or incomplete, this is not the pure, incomplete, right? So the moral ethics, which is completed or unbiased, that's the pure. So therefore, only the Bodhisattva vows or Bodhisattva's moral ethics we found the pure, because it's unbiased, right? Unbiased because the moral engage reason is for all equally, every sentient beings, include self. And then their moral ethics completed because they engage everything is not harms to benefit, not harms to others. They take the vows which every single things which is not harms to other. But below that, some they not engage everything is not harms to other. They engage everything what they benefit to self. So that's therefore as we ordinary being, why we need to know the very high level of moral ethics, because the difficult reaching there. If we have a question that, then it shows you what is the perfect one. Then getting there takes time, but when you begin to practice, you will connect it to that ultimate, right? So because we know now. Therefore, whatever I'm engaging moral ethics, doing for this, so you will connect it at the way beginning. If you do not know that, then you will connect it to yourself, right? So therefore, it's good to know. But while we engaging practice is take time to get there, but you will connect it to the way beginning. This is the difference to knowing or not knowing. Yeah, please go ahead.
If an arhat gets that far along the path, how do they not decide to make that jump? To altruism.
Because there's very peaceful state, and they don't want to go free from that, right? So this is, arhat, when they achieve nirvana, very peaceful, because it's no every single suffering, right? It's completely free from suffering. So, and they're more like enjoying with it. So then sometimes they enjoy it that much, they forget how long they are being with meditations, eons. They continuous eon and eon meditating with it because it's peaceful, and they not notice that much time goes long, right? So therefore, it's more danger to jump to the altruism mind. Yeah, and I mean like a bodhicitta. Yeah. Okay. I have a few left over. At the next explaining our more elaborating this two, how to honor being teacher and how to be benefit to others. They're more elaborating with the explanations. So we will read the next time. So I'm prefer to read more the next one, which is how to benefit to others, how you should think, how you should change your views, and how you see other sentient beings. That part we do more reading, and then the part of the honor to teacher, I skip it, just you read it by yourself. And at least you have a question, we can discuss on it. Okay? So any question? Yes, please.
Question with Eric's question.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that if you lie, you choose to lie, and you take the kind of consequences of
Mm-hmm.
that. But in that question of, how do you know what's better or not better? I think in my conventional mind, there's some things that I just think of as wrong, like slavery or killing someone because of their religious beliefs or their sexual orientation, like how the Nazis, right, killing Jewish people and Roma and gay people. And, you know, there are people who risk their lives to help those people escape. Right?
Mm.
So can we not say that that was a good thing to do? Or is it also a question of, was it a good thing to help those people escape?
Yeah, as these are the tricky in our daily life. Yeah, this is one example, and many of like this, right? The answer, if I say in a bottom line, yourself try to generate more compassion, and every answer will become more nice. So that's how I like to say it, right? So more develop compassion or kind to other. It's just deep. I'm saying deep love, not the what we have in nature. So that nature is not enough to helping us. That not nature is not enough to bring benefit to self and other, right? So you learn more how to develop, and then you change your small minds, make it bigger, and then scareful mind, fearful minds, make it more braver through by the compassion practice. Then the skillful comes within it, and then you will be found answered nice things. Otherwise, one answer will not enough the one question, and because another question is there, right? And another question is there. There are many tricky there, but this is the answer for all trickies. You know, overcome all trickies. Yeah.
Saying the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Right. Yeah.
And in this, disciples and self-enlightenment always refers to hearers and solitary realizers, Shravakas and protective Buddhas. Is that what, when he says disciples, he means hearers, and self-enlightened ones are?
Oh, this disciple is refers with all these three practitioners.
Okay.
The solitary, and then what's called the hearers, and then Bodhisattva.
And solitary
realization, and also
and that's Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, is that the right term?
You mean this disciple refers with only these two? That's you asking?
Like disciples is the same as hearers, is Shravakas? Are those the same meaning?
Oh no.
No?
Yeah, those are the disciple. Disciple means like who are learning.
He just means any follower.
Any followers. Any followers.
The way it was phrased, disciples,
Bodhisattva could be, and sometimes Adisha called Domtemba disciple.
Okay. So no
It's general. Yes, any learners, Okay, any other question?
Good morning, Geshe.
Good morning.
I have a question regarding vows.
Okay.
What do you think if you should take vows even though you don't feel you're ready? Because in the West, we may not come across the opportunity again to take them with a master, and hoping that someday you'll grow into them.
So what I can say, if you preferring for getting there, then you should take a time, because as you are not ready, but you're still preparing for getting there. But if you do not prepare for getting there, either you should take it or forget it. Right? Yeah. Because otherwise, what I'm saying, if not prepare, you take it, then you'll know, and you are more careful. Possible, right?
I see, yes.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's difficult for me. I'm not ready yet. When you will become ready, never know, because you're not preparing.
But what if you don't take them and then you're ready and you never have the opportunity in this lifetime again?
That's true. Yeah.
So it's a hard decision sometimes.
I don't see a hard decision, but I understand. It's all depend on your belief, right? All depend on your interest and belief. That belief and interesting is depend on your knowledge, right? And then this is how it comes. The beginning part, definitely you study more and do, someone say, oh, this is important vows. And then you check yourself, am I ready? Because as it was, I'm not ready. But someone saying it's important. Okay, how should I get there? Then you study more clarify, or sees the more benefit that brings you more interesting. And once you are interesting, you will not see anything difficulty, right? Because of interesting. So this is the how we should overcome by laziness. The I'm not ready means one of the laziness regarding Buddhism, right? That laziness we call criticizing yourself or blaming yourself. The
Mhm.
laziness of blaming yourself. Because sometimes we are not realizing what potential I do have it, what quality I do have it. We're not really realizing it. Giving an example, right now, so can I jump like let's say 6 feet high, the fence? Can I jump on it? So I say, no, I cannot jump. But you can. When tigers comes to you, you will jump. Right? So I'm giving this example because sometimes the monastery not allow us to watch TV in an earlier time, not watch TV, and then the FIFA World Cup, many monks interested on it. And then they hide, and then they go to some house to requesting, can I watch TV? And when disciplinary master knows, he's checking it, right? And then disciplinary master comes, they runs. So they jump to house. They sees now, they don't believe how I jumped it because of fear, So that potential we have it. I'm just giving simple example. Otherwise, what the Buddhism describe, what potential we have it lot. We do have a lot of potential, like mental capacity. It's unlimited, and then the ability or mental power is also unlimited if you use it perfectly. That's potential we do have it. Sometimes we will not realize, therefore we say, I cannot do it. It's not my part. I'm small, or I'm not educations. It's kind of blaming to you to make more lazy to get that. This is part of lazy. Laura, I'm not telling you, okay, in general.
Okay. Thank you, Geshe.
Yeah. Okay, any other question?
Yeah, I can definitely think of a question based on Laura's excellent
Sure,
question.
yeah.
Which is I think for example, you referenced the bhikshu paramoksha vows that monks take. This would be a vow, and Laura's talking about vows, and it's a vow of a behavior that's expected of a bhikshu by others, by the monastery or by maybe the Buddhist system. They may not themselves feel it's an appropriate behavior for them, and in English we'd say, morally, I might not have those moral values, but I take on this ethical value that's expected of me by others because I join this group and I will do this, and it will cause us to do something we would not have normally done. So I'm just wondering, the word used in this discussion between Dhargey and Atisha in Buddhist, in Tibetan or in Sanskrit, is it a word that's referring to expectations of others, or is it a word that's referring to our expectation of ourselves, behavior we'll only accept because of our self-evaluation? In other words, is it I think there are
I
two
missed
words in
your
Buddhism.
first part, that was things. Can you repeat the first part? The beginning one, at the beginning, what you tried to say it?
Oh dear, I forget. Something
Oh,
like
that's funny.
Oh, you caught me. Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah, weak mind. I will think that if a monk were to become a bhikshu monk, were to take a vow,
Okay,
it is an agreement to do something that is imposed by others. It's expected of them by
I
others.
see.
Yeah. Versus if you just decide for yourself, morality wise, I think I expect of myself not to kill. And this, I think, relates very much to Laura's question. Like when we take on a vow that we may not think we're ready for, it is expected upon, is behavior that we agree to, that is expected of us by others. It is a vow we take because it is told to us that if you wish to enter into this practice, you will take this vow, and it will help you, I guess, I assume. So in this discussion between Dhargey and Atisha, which one are they talking about? Expected by others, or you will take it upon yourself? And when does it happen that you take it upon yourself, what is expected of you by others, you start to agree to it or start to feel?
I think could be both, right? Could be both. But here more refers with comes by your own self. Not someone encourage you to do that, right? But just make more further clarifications. Even the bhikshu vows, if you taking vows because you are fears, you are taking vows because you see more benefit expectations, both are we not considered as a patimoksha vows. We not considered as a bhikshu vows or not a pure bhikshu vows, because motivation is either like you have a fear or expectation, right? So I use this few time. Let me repeat it again. I think it's okay to repeat it. So it's easy to understand for us to green light and red light, right? So therefore, I always take this as an example, So you stop in a red light because of your fear. Police might be there or camera might be there. That fear is not good reason, because when you do not see both police and camera, you will run, even red light. You stop in a red light, you think it's like a rule, which is good to keep it, could be the harms to other. Then even there are no policemen, no camera, you will stop it. Right? So therefore, what your reason is fear, that not really moral ethics. And same, you doing good behavior because of you having more honors or having more your position is going to change more hires because of your behaviors. Your expectation that my position is changing higher, therefore I should do good, right? So that reason is while you're doing the controlling your behaviors or try to do good manner, but we do not say it's good moral ethics, because once you get the positions, then you will relax. You will go back to, because your reason is too temporary, right? So, but if your reason is, if I getting more higher rank or like a more better positions, then I can more benefit to others. Then it will be the good. So otherwise, we are not called moral ethics. As same, the patimoksha vows with the monks' bhikshu vows, it goes with the fear or expectation. It's not the pure vows. But go back to your main question is someone encouraged you to do it or do by yourself? The both could be the works or could be the danger both, right? So someone encouraged you, then you took it, but you are careless, and then you are not really trying to understand it, and then sometime you start it because of the vows, then you angry, right? You give up because you're not make it better through by the study more or more clarifications. That could be danger. Therefore, even someone encouraged you, even you accept it, still you should take time to understand clear what you're doing it, which is not change, let you change again, which is not harms you again. This is important to check it again or clarify or study more. Even you already took it. You took it because someone encouraged you. So you took it, that's your commitment. So then that as your commitment, it's important to make clear that your commitment will be the better, right? So otherwise, it causes you danger. Or you do by yourself, knowing less, not knowing much, but still danger. So both needed more further clarifications or understand better to study. But who knows, then no problem, right? So therefore, that within these two, coming by yourself is the best. And then even someone encouraging is good step forwarding, but more further clarification needed. Yes.
Thank you, Geshe.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. So thank you so much. So you have any question? Okay.
Too much information.
Is this help?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Long time no see. How's your son?